Hey everybody, here's a breakdown of my top stock picks for the week of May 8th, 2023. You know me, no BS, we're going to jump right into it. Number one is Meta on the watch list. So gap up following the earnings report, and it's at a really odd spot because there's a gap overhead and a gap below on the daily chart time frame. What I'm looking for on Meta, if I move this to the 5-minute time frame, you can see that there was a drop here on higher volume, and then the stock continued to fall and then opened up and fell even further. Now, last week it did have a recovery move back up, but I'm thinking that because of this drop, right, because of that negative reaction to the news catalyst, that there's a chance that Meta pushes down into the lower gap to give us a partial gap fill down. So what I'm looking for on Meta is actually going to be a short idea below $230 for the move lower. Number two on the watch list is going to be Microsoft, MSFT. So Microsoft on the daily time frame, another up gapper from earnings, pushed up higher, then began to consolidate. We had 5 days. 5 days in a row of Microsoft trading within a range using 304 as support and roughly 308, 309 as resistance. Last week, Microsoft broke above the range top side and pushed up to highs of 312. So simply put, all we are looking for this week on Microsoft is a continuation move to the top side. So Microsoft will be a long idea above 312. Next one on the watch list is AMD. AMD originally was not going to make my list. However, it had a crazy recovery from the earnings report. So here's what happened. Microsoft gapped down from the earnings report, fell lower, right? So you got a gap and go to the bottom side. But then the very next day had this crazy move back up to highs of about $92 and then pulled back. And then last week at the end of the week, continued to push up. So AMD, I think that we look for a topside continuation here. Long idea above 92. You know, it's holding the 200 EMA, but also potentially going to be breaking this downtrend trend line and starting to climb back up towards $100. So AMD, long idea above 92. Apple, next one on the watch list. This is also an up gapper. We got the gap and go from the earnings report. And it pushed up to highs of about 174, 174.5 roughly. So what I'm looking for this week is just a break above 174, continuation move topside. There is something that I want to look at over here. 176 is going to be a potential point of resistance. So keep that in mind. You know, if you are going long above 174, we may see a little bit of resistance at 176. But I'm hoping that the earnings, the news catalyst, is enough of a catalyst to push us right through that resistance point for the run higher. So Apple, long idea above 174. Netflix, NFLX. I've been putting Netflix out for the past couple of weeks. It's been range trading, building support around 315 and resistance roughly around 335, though the resistance, you know, is getting lower and lower. So basically what Netflix is doing at this time is creating a series of lower highs. So the true resistance, yes, it's at 335, but then we can argue that the resistance is also at 330. We can argue the resistance is also at 325, right? So what I'm looking at here on Netflix is that it's getting compressed between the 200 EMA here on the daily and the 50 EMA, this green dotted line here on the daily time frame. I'm thinking that if Netflix bounces from here and starts to put in higher highs, it's probably going to validate that 200 EMA as a point of support. It will be breaking the downtrend trend line, and I think that we get the run back up to 335, maybe even beyond that. So Netflix for me, 5-minute time frame, you can see the price action really tight here. Netflix is going to be a long idea for me above 325 this week. Otherwise, I will be looking to take it short below that support down here at 315. Next one on the watch list, Nvidia, Nvidia. We caught this range breakout here on Nvidia last week above 280, right? Ran up to highs of 290, but then didn't do anything. Pulled right back down into the range. At the end of last week, however, Nvidia did get some momentum back up to the top side, pushed back above the resistance at 280, and we're currently sitting below 290 at this point. So what I'm looking for on Nvidia, simply put, is just going to be higher highs and that continuation move topside. So Nvidia, long idea above 290 or 291, right? Depending on if you want that true confirmation. 50 cents is not going to make much of a difference. So maybe if you want a safer entry, just wait for the break of 291. Next one on the watch list, Tesla, TSLA, has been falling since the earnings report, right? So earnings came out, got the gap down, and then each day following that, put in lower lows, then rallied right back up. We got a period of consolidation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of sideways movement on Tesla. Then we get the break of 165 at the end of the week, and then the run up to the gap area on the daily for Tesla. So what we are looking for here is just a continuation gap fill trade idea topside. So Tesla will be a long idea above 171 for the move into the gap area. Price target roughly 176. All right, so that's it. That's my full list. So we have Meta, Microsoft, AMD, Apple, Netflix, Nvidia, and Tesla. Press that like button for me if the videos helped you out. Good luck trading this week, and I hope that you make some money. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in chat. Take care.